Guys, from 3 years ago, afraid to jog 1 kilometre away from my home, to now jogging through Paris. It will always be something that will take me through any hardship in life. I've been through it all, and of course there's lots of other things in life that could have happened with serious illnesses and the stuff like that could have happened to me, but that wasn't my journey. My journey was to overcome disordered anxiety and panic attacks. So when you overcome something so extreme like that, especially after struggling with it for 10 years, it does something to you. It really does. And all the hardship that you went through for many years with this, I wouldn't change it. And I just want to say to people that anyone else who's going through that right now, maybe you're in it right now, you're in the midst of it, you can't even take a shower, you can't even walk to the shop, you're just sensitized with anxiety, guys. You're just living in a behavioural pattern, and you can break that. Behaviours can be broke, and you can rewire that mind of yours, guys. And what I want to say is, those of you that are stuck and are at your worst right now, that's okay. Build from there. Build from the ground up. I had to do it, guys. And that's the way to do it. You build from the ground up, and when you get through that, whether with me, I'd never change what I went through, because I'm living this life now that I never thought possible. I never thought this was possible, guys. Ever. Not in a million years. But I was left with no choice. The choice was to stop living the way I was living, in fear of life, in fear of getting on buses and trains, and it's just not logically, you know that's not right. It's not the way any human being should be living their life. And for me, it was my last chance, not my last chance, but it was breaking point for me. And I decided one day, I tried jogging, and I couldn't even jog 1 kilometre from my house, guys. I couldn't do it. I was terrified. I was terrified of all these thoughts. And I'd half-assed my way through it, so I'd jog 1k, but I'd make sure I'm close to things, and I'd carry stuff with me, like water and whatever the case would be, and my phone, and make sure I'm ready to call someone. I was doing it completely in the wrong way. But if you're starting off jogging, it's okay to do things like that. But you got to make sure you drop all those habits and behaviours, because that's what's keeping you in the cycle. That's what kept me. Like, I was jogging 1k, 2k. I thought that was fine. But in reality, I knew I was fooling myself. I was fooling myself. I wasn't being real. I wasn't being authentic. I was still holding on to those patterns of behaviours. And to break away from that, that's what you must do. You must get rid of all those behaviours. And it's a gradual. Recovery is gradual. So let's say you go and you feel like you're on the path of recovery and you're going places. Next day you end up staying in your house all day because fear or panic comes back. Like, that's part of recovery, guys. What it is staying consistent to the method that heals anxiety. Well, heals the nervous system, heals the amygdala and stuff like that. A rewiring happens, guys. A psychological switch over is what I like to call it. Think about it, guys. I would never come on, make a channel like this and not be authentic and real, to trick people or tell people like lies and shit like that. Guys, this is my life. This is what happened to me. Look where I am now. I struggled massively with that disorder for years. Again. And now I'm living in Paris. It's fucking insane. It's such an amazing story, and will always be the platform to build my life on now. I feel like I can do so much now. I mean, seriously, like, isn't that worth it? Like, what you're going through right now, all the pain, all the sleepless nights, the fear, the shaking, the sickness, the chances you're missing out on relationships, friendships, everything you're missing out on, guys. When you recover, it will all be just... what happens is you're so low in confidence, guys. Your confidence is gone when you're going through this disordered anxiety. But when you get your life back, it's like confidence, the self-realization, like everything just clicks, and everything you've been through just doesn't matter. my mind is so, when I've done those things, and I'm kind of over the whole feeling of like, oh wow, I can't believe I've done that and done. It's normal to me now, but when I first start doing them things, I couldn't believe it, guys. I really couldn't. And even people around me, like, you know, close people to me that see me struggle for a long time, like my mum, you know, family members, like they were like they couldn't believe it, like what I was doing. A funny story was when I was taking my first plane ride over to Paris. Here's a funny story, guys. I was taking my first plane journey over, my first plane in 10 years, yeah. And I was getting out and I got a lift up off my friend's dad to the airport. And I got out of the car and I was like, oh, I don't believe it. I forgot my phones. So I rang my mum then. I said, Mum, I'm at the forgetting my phones. And then my family started to think, this is, you know, because of all the bullshit lies you tell with these disorders, like, oh yeah, I'll meet you at that pub, I'll meet you at that cafe, and you never show up, and you become like a consistent liar when you're going through this disorder and anxiety. You'd rather lie than tell the truth. So that built up over, you can only imagine how the lies I've told over 10 years, like. So then me saying, I lost my keys, that was my family thinking, that's his sign now, he lost his keys now, he's not getting on that plane. Literally, my auntie had to drop them up really quickly. My flight was in like an hour and a half, so my auntie and my sister dropped them up in the car. My phone. And I took my phone, and then it was only an hour and 20 minutes on the plane. Within 2 hours, I sent a picture to family group and Instagram, stuff like that, and I'm jogging around the Eiffel Tower. It's absolutely miraculous, guys. But I found out a couple of months later that my auntie and my sister, who dropped the key up, waited outside for a while because they thought I was going to come out and, you know, make up another excuse like, I forgot my keys, missed my flight. No, I was basically over there in Paris and all by the time they got home. So there's a funny story for you guys. I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that when it comes to the lies you tell with this disorder, you know, with the anxiety. You'd rather just like, you're not going to say to your friends, listen lads, I can't meet just today, I can't get on a bus. You know, you just don't want to say that, you know. You want to just say, yeah, I'll meet you in there, and then at the end we're like, I feel sick or whatever, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling on with this. Basically, I just want to say that this method works, guys. I couldn't jog 1 kilometre from home. I'm jogging around Paris right now. I've done this so many times. I've been coming to Paris for nearly 2 years now, and guys, I get messages all the time, every day, multiple messages in my DM, and it's like you guys that are messaging me. I was exactly where you guys are. I had all those fears. I missed out on life so much, and it's like talking to myself. Sometimes I don't have time to write back to everyone because it's a lot, so I don't write back to you, know. It's not personal, guys. It's just, it takes so much time, and to engage with you, it's very time consuming for me, so I apologise on that behalf. But I'll try to get back to you as quick as I can and be as helpful as I can. So I make these videos so you guys can watch, feel inspired by, because it is about inspiration, guys. It is about seeing someone who recovered and realising that, holy fuck, he was exactly like me, now look where he is, or she, you know. And there was none of this when I was going through this. There was no inspiration, there was no. And you know, and I used to find golden nuggets in videos where like, oh yeah, like, I have that as well. Oh, he has that. Oh yeah, I have that as well. But I had it all, guys. I had every form of anxiety, health anxiety, mental health anxiety, panic disorder, agoraphobia. I had it all for 10 years into a big cluster of shit. Anyway, guys, this is 9 minutes long. I guess I'll post this again. I posted another video earlier, so I'll post this again because I think I actually touched on it. It feels right to post it, so I'll post it. Guys, no matter how bad you're feeling right now, there's a brighter side to this. And maybe you won't find that brighter side for another year. Maybe you won't find it for another 6 months. But there's a brighter side, guys. You just have to wait. Find that spark, find that bravery, find that moment where you're like, fuck this, I don't care anymore. I'm going into my fears and I'm going to go into them consistently. And you'll see what's on the other side. Absolutely nothing, guys. Take it easy.